Hey friends, it's Betsy from the blog of flourishingplace.com, and in today's video we are talking about how to rotate kids' toys. Like I mentioned before, my name is Betsy. I have a wonderful husband and two wonderful kiddos, and our kids are small. We have a baby and a toddler, and so we are in full swing with toys everywhere. If you are a parent, I'm sure you can relate. Even as kids get older, they have a lot of toys, a lot of things that they love to play with, and it can be hard to know how to give your kids everything they need in terms of having a good playtime, but also not becoming overwhelmed with all of the toys filling up your house. I have a full blog post for this linked in the description box below, so feel free to check that out if you want. And then I also have how to organize toys in the living room. We are in a home that is a 3-bed, 1-bath. It's about 1,000 square feet, and we just have the living room for a play area. We don't have a family room or a den or a playroom or anything like that. And so that post talks a little bit more about that. But today I want to talk about the whole idea of rotating toys and what does it look like to have a toy rotation? How many toys should we have out? How often should we rotate them? So basically, I just want to talk through a few common questions that come alongside rotating your kids' toys. First one is, what should I rotate? It's hard to know, what should I put away for a while? What should I keep out? And I should clarify, when I'm talking about rotating, what I mean is kind of taking toys out of rotation, meaning out of the normal play area wherever your kids play and putting them away for a while. So what should you take out of rotation? First tip is just to watch what your kids are playing with. See what they're really interested in, and then see the toys that they have kind of forgotten or kind of left lying around they're not really interested in. Gather those up, put them away for a while. Second, I would say pull out some toys that you just need a break from. Let's be honest, sometimes if a toy is noisy or if it's really complicated and hard to set up or put away or whatever, and it's just making cleanup stressful, you're not a terrible parent for just giving that toy a rest for a while. Some parents might be like, yeah, that toy needs to go away forever. And that may be true, but just kind of play it by ear. You want to be careful with your kids and make sure that you're maintaining their trust and all of that. But those are the two tips I would say for which toys to rotate out. Watch what your child is playing with. Second is, if there's something that has been a major point of stress for you, then I would rotate those types of toys out as well. Another question that's common is, how often should you rotate toys out? On average, for us, it's about anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks. I'm going through the toys and looking at what our kids are playing with and what kind of needs a rest, what needs a break. So it's going to be different for everyone. If your kids are older, it might be longer periods of time, or depending on how many toys they have. For us, having a baby and a toddler, I would say it's about every 6 to 8 weeks. Another question that's common is, how many toys should be out at one time? There is not really a hard and fast number, of course, right? It's going to be different for everybody. But for us, kind of the rule of thumb I have is I want the living room to be able to be picked up in 5 minutes. And for some of you, that sounds like probably way too rigid and like, wow, she's really not the fun mom. But I will tell you, as a mom who's in the trenches right now with little kiddos, I am tired at the end of the day. And as we are doing cleanup, we're in that training age of teaching our toddler how to start helping to clean up. And it is as overwhelming for our kid as it is for us if there is a huge pile of toys at the end of the day and we're working on cleaning them up. On the other hand, if we've just got some mega blocks or we've got some cars and we're just saying, let's just put these blocks in this bin, or let's just put our dollies in the basket. This kind of simple instruction is easy for them to follow. And for us, our oldest child actually enjoys doing that. And your kid might as well. They might feel helpful, like they're really contributing and they're doing something that a grown-up would do. And so it's been really enjoyable to see how having a simple play area has actually made it more enjoyable for our kids both to play and to clean up at the end of the day. I first heard this rule of thumb from the Minimal Mom, and she talked about this whole idea of kind of a time set. I want to be able to pick up the toys in a particular amount of time. And that was so freeing to me and helped me to feel like, Yeah, that's basically what I want. When I am busy and I'm tired and I'm pouring into our family, I don't want to be spending tons of time picking up toys. I want to be spending time playing with our kids when they're up and awake during the day. And then when our kids go down, I want to spend time chatting with my husband and getting things done around the house that need to be done that I can't do when the kids are awake. Another question is, where should you store the toys? Totally depends on where you're living. For us, we live, like I said, in a small home. We do have a garage, and out in the garage we have a cabinet, and I have taken basically just a shelf of that cabinet, and there are toys that I store on that shelf, and the cupboard door is closed, so when we go in and out through the garage, the kids can't see in there every time we walk by. So I am out in our garage, and I'm just gonna show you where I have a stash of toys that we have rotated out, just so you kind of have an idea here. This is a cupboard that we have out here, and just this middle section, there's a couple things in here that aren't toys, but this middle section I have some puzzles and different things. Toys that we have out here, these are some little homemade games and some books and different things like that, and a little garbage truck, some different things. These are things that I am not getting rid of. These are things that we like, that we play with, but we're just kind of rotating in and out. And so I will, on that kind of 6 to 8 week rotation, I will go out there, see what we have, bring some things that are in our living room out there to that cupboard, and then bring some things from that cupboard back into the living room. Now, you knew decluttering was going to come into this a little bit too, because you just have to talk about decluttering when we're talking about being overwhelmed with toys. Sometimes it will be that I will go out to that cupboard to bring something back in, and I will say, you know, I don't know that we need to keep this. And so I will pass it along to a friend or pass it along to a donation center, and we don't keep it. A toy rotation can be incredibly helpful if you are working on minimizing toys and kind of trying to keep them to a manageable level. You will find that you are able to declutter if you can take stuff, remove it for a while, and then evaluate it again. There are probably many things you will find that you can just go ahead and declutter because you thought that your kids were really going to want to play with them, or you thought that that was something they would grow into or whatever, and it just never happened. And so doing that initial step of taking the toys out of the play area and removing them to a cupboard or a box can just give you a little bit of space and distance. And if the kids miss something, you can certainly bring it back in. But if they don't, and you feel that it's time to get rid of it, you can remove it without feeling guilty. There are well-known studies out there now that show kids play better in an environment that is not cluttered with toys. The less options we give them, the better they actually play. And I have found that to be true with our kids. And I'm sure if you are a parent of young kids as well, you have noticed that they have a very funny habit of taking things that are not toys and making them toys. So if you're talking about Tupperware containers, Tupperware lids, a kitchen serving spoon, a cardboard box, all of these kind of things are so fun for kids. And I think sometimes we fixate so much on getting them all these toys because we want to make sure that they're being educated, they're learning their colors, their numbers, their letters. But honestly, all of that stuff comes in the day-to-day interactions with family and with friends. And so while those kind of toys certainly don't hurt, don't feel like you have to keep on hand all of the toys in order for your kids to learn and develop and be well-rounded. It's not always easy to set up a toy rotation. It takes a little bit of work on the front end, but it is so worth it when you have that clear, decluttered play space for your kids and they feel like they have toys to play with, but they don't feel like they're drowning in their toys. That's it for today. I have a freebie below on 5 steps to declutter any area of your home, whether you are dealing with kids' toys, a playroom, a bedroom, a bathroom, your kitchen. These 5 simple steps will work in any area of your home. And so if you want to check that out, there's a link in the description box below. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I really, really hope this video was helpful for you. If you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. I would love to connect with you more. I make videos on this channel all about decluttering, organizing, and creating beauty in your home on a budget, and I will see you next time.